back to my backyard and to the roaster. Fall has found its way down the mountain, and it is upon us down here in the neighborhood and at my home. It's Halloween, which is exciting, and so to celebrate Halloween, I thought I would roast some coffee, also because I'm all out and it's time. So I have here some Rwandan beans. I think it'd be fun to take these to a medium roast, a little darker than we normally would. I've been roasting hot and fast, doing a lot of light roasts, tracking down fruity and more tart flavors, pulling around 385. Today we're probably going to get a little closer to 400 degrees. And I'm excited about that. I think it's nice to switch the roast level up a little bit. Sometimes I can get a little sick of light roasts, and I prefer something a little darker. And then there are times where I can get sick of dark roasts and I want to go light again. So today we're going to meet right in the middle and do a nice medium roast. I'm very excited. Let's load them up. And they're on their way. I am trying a different drum speed today. The actual drum inside of the roaster, I have 2 speeds on that, and I normally turn it at the faster speed. Today I'm trying the slower speed. I was talking to a friend who's a roaster at Incidental Coffee. I've bought their beans a few times in the last few weeks. They're really good. And they said that the slower drum speed actually allow that if you're doing the faster drum speed, the beans will brush up against the side and have more contact with the hot tumbler. And that, turning point. Gonna adjust my air. I just turned the gas back on, and I've got the air at about 2.5, so I'm running this as hot as I can, as hot as it'll go. The thinking with the slower tumbling speed was that when it's faster, it pushes those beans up against the wall of the tumbler, which can create more contact with the hot wall. And the slower tumbling speed actually keeps the beans on top of each other for a little longer, which means they're getting more convective heat rather than getting scorched by the sides. That seemed to make a lot of sense to me. So I'm trying it today. I'm going to try the slower speed. We'll see how it goes. We're at the 2-minute mark, and the beans are climbing pretty quickly. They just hit 215, 217, which is a pretty good pace. I think we're in good shape. So the goal is a medium roast, and where we're going a little darker than normal. I want to roast them as quickly as possible and hold on to whatever sweet and fruity flavors are in there, not boil them off, while embracing a little bit of the darkness. which is, I think, what Halloween's all about. All right, we're at the 3-minute mark. We just hit 245 degrees, so we are climbing pretty quickly. We'll just keep an eye on things and enjoy it. So, looking out of the mountains, they've lost a lot of their color now. You see a lot of dead trees and rock, a lot of brown and tan, and the tops of the mountains have been dusted with snow. We haven't gotten snow yet, but historically in October it could happen any day now. There's still green leaves in the yard, but some of the trees have turned yellow and the leaves have started falling off. You never quite know what October is going to bring. I've spent a lot of time out of town this month, and I normally am away working during October, so I try and enjoy as much as I can at home, because I love the fall, and I feel like I end up spending a lot of it away. So I'm glad to be here on Halloween. I've never really been one to dress up on Halloween. I have great admiration for people that enjoy painting their faces. I don't like painting my face, but I do like throwing on outfits, doing kind of a lumberjack thing or a cowboy thing. Something where I still get to dress up a little without doing anything too scary. When I was a kid, I was the same costume every year for a couple years because it was the only costume that we had. I was the polka-dotted dinosaur. The polka-dotted dinosaur was kind of a funny costume because it wasn't really a polka-dotted dinosaur costume, it was just a sweater that had a polka-dotted dinosaur on it. And I painted my face. Alright, so we're cruising right along. We're at the 8-minute mark, and we're at 340 degrees, which is a decent pace. It's just a few degrees slower than I want to be. On a fast roast like this, it would have been nice to hit first crack around 8.5 minutes. If we keep going like this, we'll probably hit it around 9 minutes, or around 9.5 minutes. Maybe 10. The beans are browning. I think the slower roast time might be due to the batch size. The capacity of this roaster is 400 to 600 grams. And the amount of Rwandan I have was 480. So I think if I were closer to 400 grams, it probably would have roasted faster. It could also be the slower drum speed. Either way, it's a data point. Let's give them a smell. Very toasty, as we are roasting quickly. I don't know if that means that the slower speed is actually scorching the beans in this roaster. It may be different in other roasters. But they're spending a little more time touching the bottom. We're at the 10-minute mark and at 371, which means first crack could happen any second now. I hear some hints. Whoa. Oh. Some nice loud pops. Okay, I'm gonna crank up my air. And the idea with the cranked air is I'm trying to extend first crack, make sure everything develops, that it cooks all the way to the center of the bean without things getting too hot on the outside. But things are moving along quickly now, so I got to keep an eye on it. We're at 389, and we're in a rolling first crack. Smells kind of licoricey. We'll give it a smell. Very toasty. Normally I would have pulled by now, but I'm going to go all the way. I want to go to 400. And get to the end of first crack, or at least nearing the end. Sounds like first crack slowing down. 395, I'm pulling it. Changed my mind at the last second. These look great. I'm trying to cool them off as quick as possible. Yeah, I wanted to go to 400, but I just sensed that we were nearing the end of first crack. Things are starting to smell pretty toasty. And 395 just started to feel right. Which is still about 10 degrees faster than I've been pulling. Now I just want to cool these off as quick as possible and stop that cooking process. Ooh, and they're cooling nice and fast. Alright, so these still look pretty light. We were able to bust a lot of the chaff off of them. But I ended up pulling these at 11 minutes 30 seconds at 395. Kind of smell like toasted marshmallows. So I doubt and I hope, I doubt we'll get any really fruity or tart notes. I hope we went just past those. And I'm hoping these live a little more in kind of the cookie peanut butter medium roast territory, where any of that fruit has been replaced by more of a caramel taste, with just a hint of toasted darkness. Like we're almost there, but we're not. We're not embracing it. We're looking into the darkness and seeing what looks back. It's Halloween Eve, so I'm gonna let these rest tonight. Probably gonna carve some pumpkins, and we'll get ready for Halloween tomorrow. I'm excited. These do smell really good. Good morning. It's Halloween. It's a pretty chilly morning. It's frost on the grass. It's frost in the leaves. So I brewed some hot coffee this morning. Went for an Americano, which is a shot of espresso and then watered down with some hot water. I think the thinking is the Italians call it Americano because the Italians would just drink the straight espresso, which is just a little bit of really concentrated thick liquid. I think the story is that Americans would show up and ask for coffee, and Italians didn't know what to do, so they'd just add some hot water to it, because the Americans would just boil their coffee grounds in, hot water for like 30 minutes and then drink it. So, there you go. That's what an Americano is. A shot of espresso, watered down so that it's more like a cup of drip coffee or batch brew coffee. The biggest difference is it hasn't gone through a paper filter, so the oils from the espresso are still in there, making for a richer flavor. It's a fun way to try a bean because I drink a lot of espresso and lots of folks drink espresso. So anyway, we've got the Rwandan bean in here that we roasted last night. When I smelt it this morning, I wouldn't say it smells bright and fruity, which is a good thing because we were wanting to go medium, more toasty. I call them cookie and peanut butter flavors because I think that's a good description for a roasted taste that isn't burnt. I'm very excited. Tried to let this cool off for a little bit. But let's go in for that first sip. I don't want to talk too soon, but the flavor hit me quick. Oh my goodness. One more sip. Here we go. Oh. I mean, we did it. We did it. We did it. It's a medium roast. It's a little on the lighter end. But there is no hint of bitterness, overdone darkness. Oh, it's just right in the middle. It's so good. It's right in the middle. Okay. It's toasty, smoky. Oh my gosh. Maybe a hint of like a barrel aged kind of thing. A little bit of earthiness on the cusp of maple and tamarind. Ooh, I could eat this over pancakes. Oh, it's perfect for Halloween. This is a great Halloween cup. Oh my gosh. There is a hint of brightness. It's definitely still a light roast. I think for people who drink dark roast regularly, they would call this a light roast. And honestly, I would probably call this a light roast. But it's moved away from the tartness, the fruitiness, and it sits right in the middle zone of like if coffee were a cookie. Oh, this is so good. This is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite flavors when drinking hot coffee. No milk, no cream, no sugar. Just me and the bean. It is cold this morning. And this time of year, you never know if the cold's here to stay. If clouds come in, it'll definitely snow. It's 27 degrees out here. But we'll see what happens. The cold could pass over and warm air could come back again. I hope we get a chance to rake up these leaves before it snows. Last year, the snow came too fast. We never got a good chance to get the leaves up. The snow is relentless, so today's going to be a busy day. Halloweens normally are. We're going to try and catch a few downtown trick-or-treats. I'm going to do a little trick-or-treating tonight. Got to get the front porch ready to receive people. I don't know if I'll dress up today. Maybe lumberjack. Maybe cowboy. Could be a chance to wear my cowboy hat. I'm excited to see all the costumes. It's crazy how many Halloweens have come and gone. And it seems like the next Halloween is here and gone before I even know it's happened. I don't know how many Halloweens I have left, but I have a feeling this is going to be a good one.